Just joining us, 124 new cases of coronavirus were reported here in San Diego today. And County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher joins us live now with some more insight into all of what's going on with COVID in our area. Supervisor, let's first talk about what happened last week, because we kind of barely squeaked by with the case rate in San Diego at 6.9 per 100,000 people. That keeps us in the red tier barely when it comes to reopening. So what do we expect going forward when new data is released by the state tomorrow?
Well, we won't know exactly until probably late tonight, early tomorrow. My hope and sense is that we certainly remain in the red tier. But again, it's going to be dependent upon the numbers and what we're seeing. I think, the challenge we face, I think San Diegans are doing a great job of adhering and a great job of fighting back. We did open a significant number of things at the same time. We had a lot of schools and universities, and we had Labor Day. And so that's put a great strain on the system. And so we're going to continue to do everything we can to slow the spread, get as many things open as possible safely, and try and navigate our way through the next few months.
Yeah, to your point, we're definitely making some progress with kids going back to school, at least in some limited capacity, and universities opening and some businesses as well. So what can we do collectively right now to keep those numbers going down? And maybe what can the county do?
Well, I think it's, one of the things that's really a challenge, Andrew, is things open, they change with the metrics or the tiers. But what doesn't change is what we all need to do. And it is a difficult thing to do, especially as we head into we've been doing this for so long, but what we need to do has never changed. We need to wear face coverings. We need to wash our hands. We need to avoid large indoor settings. And we need to do those things consistently day in and day out. COVID's not going away. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't get fatigued. It doesn't respond to outrage or people being upset. And so we just have to face the reality of the situation we're in, slow the spread as best we can, and get through this with hopes that we can get a vaccine or a therapeutic treatment, hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, hopefully we can look at other situations and kind of learn as we go. But speaking of fatigue, I mean, a lot of people frankly have it. We've been doing this for so long at this point. And as we mentioned here, within the last few weeks, college students have returned to campus, including at UC San Diego right now, at USD a week or two ago. Is there any concern that could cause the case rate to go back up? And is there concern that people, especially college students, might not practice those things, which sends us all backward?
Well, there's obviously a concern and a possibility that cases go up for everything that we reopen. That was true when we brought back indoor dining and other indoor type operations. That's obviously going to cause an increased opportunity or prevalence for spread. My hope on universities is that there's some lessons learned from what happened at San Diego State, and that those can be applied at USD, UCSD, and the other colleges that are coming back on campus. And again, I think the message is to our college students that you may feel young and invincible, and you may not think that this is going to impact you. We haven't talked enough about really the unknown long-term impacts of COVID. But what we do know is that if young people get it, they risk spreading it to people in their life who might be more vulnerable, who might be at higher risk. And so it really is not a concern on college campuses that they're getting it from the school setting. They're getting it from the social settings, with college students doing what they tend to do. And that's where we need their adherence, just like we need everyone's. We're tired. We've been doing this a long time. But again, we don't have the option to give up. If we give up, cases are going to spike. We're seeing countries around the world that are seeing significant spikes, that are having to take drastic actions. We don't want to do that. We want to keep as much of our life open as possible. But for that to be a reality, we have to all continue day in and day out to persevere.
As we've moved forward through all of this, Supervisor Fletcher, some of your fellow supervisors have been pushing for more reopenings despite the state guidelines. I think it's pretty much not a secret that you've been more reserved in your perspective versus some of your colleagues. So what's your message to the business owners out there who still are unable to reopen, or just pushing to try to keep their business alive?
Well, my message is what I've consistently pushed from the beginning is I wanted a steady economic recovery. And I think if you went back and asked most of those businesses, would you rather open, close, open, close, open, close, or would you rather wait 3 weeks or a month, but when you open, be able to stay open? Most of them would probably say we'd rather wait, but when we open, we'd rather stay open. And so I get the desire to just immediately say, let's just open everything. But the reality is that creates a scenario like we saw when we opened too many things in June, we had to close in July. When we opened too many things at the end of August, now our businesses are put on the precipice of weekly having to look at these numbers. Some other counties took a different path. And when they open, they're not going to be faced with that constant threat of having to close again. And I wish, Andrew, I could just say, well, let's just open everything and it's all going to be okay. And that might make people happy. But I think when we get elected, we have to be willing to make the difficult decisions, and we have to be willing to confront the unfortunate truths. And the simple reality is, if we just immediately open everything and say it's all going to be fine, we're going to see significant spikes, and then we're going to see forced reclosures. And so we've got to navigate our way through this safely and responsibly. And I know it's a challenge, but I'm going to continue to daily do what I believe is best and what's most important for our region. And to the extent we have influence, I'm going to keep pushing that way.
Okay, Supervisor, lastly and quickly here, I want to ask you about some schools that are going back at least in some sort of hybrid model. A lot of parents have been pushing back against distance learning. I don't think there's a parent out there who doesn't realize this is a pretty tough job that teachers do, and obviously to balance their lives and homeschooling. Do you think it is the right time for this to happen, where kids are starting to go back in a limited way? Is it too soon? What's your take on all of it?
Well, I've long supported schools being able to safely reopen. Months and months and months ago, I pushed out millions of dollars dedicated for testing. We've worked with our schools to set up testing protocols for all of their staff. We've worked with Rady and others to create a network where children can get tested. Distance learning is not going to work for every child out there. There's some parents who it might work for them, but you have some students who need some form of in-person instruction, and I believe schools can do that safely and responsibly. And I think that we need to continue to support our schools as they go through this effort and this endeavor. I know, 3 of our 5 kids are still of school age, and it is incredibly hard and difficult and challenging. Our schools have to do it responsibly. They've got to do it safely. We've got to monitor the impacts. But I think we should do everything we can to try and support our schools and getting them back open in a safe way.
Okay, Supervisor Fletcher, we appreciate your time and insight as always. Talk to you next week.
Thanks, Andrew.
All right, thank you.